Hi, I'm Scott Geyer, President of Bus Safety Solutions. Here with me is Rich Pater, our Director of Research and Development. He's going to show us today an unboxing for our LED light kits for extended stop arms. Rich, take it away.
All right, so you'll get your box in.
We're going to do an unboxing of the LED light strip here.
Your box will come in, you'll open your box. Your packet will be inside. Open your packet, you should get one relay strobe module kit. Your LED lights, 2 for the arm, 2 for the steel frame, 8 yellow zip ties, 2 black zip ties, and 2 black zip ties with the push-in connector.
Okay, Rich is now going to start with installing the light strips. Hit it, Rich.
Okay, so you come up to your bus. The easiest thing to do is just take this front pin off. Open up your arm. And you'll have access to the box. So we have no power going to the unit. We'll start with taking the top off. Okay, you're going to find your location for your relay flasher. I have a place right here, so I'm going to put it here. Just going to set that in there for now. First thing we're going to do is clean this steel frame and this arm with alcohol. It's going to be thorough clean. Get all the grease, lime, everything off of it. Okay, the reason why we clean it thoroughly is because we don't want any grease or dirt or anything on it, because once we put the 3M tape on it, it adheres better, and it'll take about 24 hours to set in. And now I'll show you the lighting. You have 2 different sizes here. You'll have to put them together. The one with the wiring is for the steel frame, and the one with the clean end is the front. The shorter one will be the bottom, the longer one will be the top. So it's easier just to take these apart. Put these aside for now, and we're going to do the steel frame first. So you want to line up the back towards the bus, right at the edge here, and you want to come right here to where the nylon pin starts. And that's where we're going to start it off at. So what I'm going to do is unpeel it from here. Just unpeel it a little bit. Start going down. trying to make sure that the LED strip is in the middle of the steel frame and equal on both sides. Press down firmly. Now what I'm going to do is put some yellow zip ties on the two ends here. One in the middle, and in 24 hours, if you want to, you can just take them off. You want 24 hours to let this glue settle into the. Okay, now we'll do the same for the bottom. Okay, so we have tested this LED strip and the 3M tape. This is automotive grade 3M tape. And we have tested it at below 40 degrees on the steel and the aluminum. They held up just fine. So now I will start the bottom. Again, starting at the nylon bolt. And undoing it as I go down. Once again, we'll just go along, firmly pressing it into the steel frame. Here again, we'll put zip ties on it. Okay, so now I'll take my two front pieces. I'm going to start out with the longer one for the top. And I will connect this again. There's only one way you can connect this, so you cannot connect it wrong. Determine where I want it. You don't want this tight like that, but you want this white piece right about there. So I will start at at this point, because we will be zip tying this to the steel frame. Okay, now got my position. I'm gonna start putting it on. Here again, I'll put zip ties on.
You're good.
We're gonna repeat the same thing on the bottom. Connect this. Have a little slack on the connector here. So we're gonna start from here. Do the same thing. One of our zip ties.
Hold on, stop. Okay.
Yes, you're good.
I'm gonna take one of our zip ties here. I am gonna connect this to the plug, the connector here. And these will stay on. So I'll cut that. Okay, now that we're at this point, got my wire coming down here. I send my wire through the back here. Now I'm going to determine where am I going to put my zip ties. Now we're going to feed these two wires up through this hose here and back. So I want to put one push-in zip tie here and one push-in zip tie there. Now this is a 3/16 drill bit. And when you do this, you want to go towards the edge where you only have the 1/4-inch piece of steel. You don't want to go through this back more. You can go through the thicker part of the frame. So I'm going to go right about there. Start drilling. Okay, now that you got your holes drilled, take your push-ins. first one here. You want to go underneath your sine wire. Everything's looking good. Now we'll feed it up through the box. We're going to feed it through the same loom that's in the box. We'll just go up through there and right into the loom. Here now, I'll zip tie these wires together. Now we're ready to hook it up to the relay inside the box. All right. And now I'll take my relay strobe module, take the tape off. Position it right there. All right, so now the purple. I'll tap into this. All right, now we're onto our switch wire. Everything's color coded for you, so it's very easy. And now we got power going to our relay. So we'll take this, our two LED wires, and we'll measure it up. We got more than what we need, so I'm going to cut it off back here. And we'll strip these with our stripper here. All right, so what you're going to do here is you're going to combine the two grounds, the two black wires. So let me just strip it off and combine them. If you look at this, you'll have the two ground wires connected on this side in the middle. So we're going to go take our ground wires and put it in the middle slot. Then our 2 red wires. Each goes on one on the outside of the connector. Doesn't matter which way you put it. Now that we're all connected up, button everything up, we're ready to put the top back on and test it. All right, so now that we're all done wiring up, we want to have our driver go in there and test everything while the actuator's still out like this. So he'll go in there and test it, which I'm going to cheat here. I'll be both the driver and the installer. We see that it's working. Okay, so for example, if one of your lights aren't working, it'd either be this connector here to make sure that everything's in properly, or one of these wires and this connector is not working. And just redo everything and make sure everything works. And in this case, we got everything working. I could duplicate, top's not working now, so I know it'd be not a good connection. Now that we know that everything's working, we're gonna put our top back on our box. Okay, now that everything's buttoned up in the box, I'm just gonna check everything on the outside, make sure all my zip ties ends are clipped. All the wires are nice and neat. Give everything a little tug. Make sure nothing's loose. Now that I've checked everything, I'm ready to put my pin back into my actuator. These. Now that I got my pin back, I will test it one more time. There you go, everything's looking good. Okay, thank you.